So I'm working on this method and it's exciting to me, so I'm going to share progress, but it's not perfect. It's not there yet, but it is getting there. And I'm not going to explain a lot because we, kind of try to keep this video as short as possible. So I already have some room planner boxes set up here that you can't see, and so I'm going to just build this house. And this is just built straight from the room planner, space planning. And you can see I not a lot of windows here, so let's just go ahead and throw some windows in goofy places because it doesn't matter. Just want to be able to show, how dynamic this can be. So I've got two plans linked together. One's, called existing, one's new. Simple enough. You can see it at the top here on my tabs. So just throw a couple windows in just so that we've got, something to look at here. And I guess we'll throw a couple doors in as well. Actually, one of these windows should have been a door, vice versa. Let's go sliding door, sure. And so what happens as I do this is you see that I've got some schedules populating over here. I've got a wall schedule, I've got a window schedule, and I've got a door schedule. And so if I click over to my new plan, you can see that those schedules are populating on my new plan because they're on a reference set. And this is my reference house here. So here we go. We've got this part done. Let's get back to the existing, and I want to go ahead and build my roof. So I'm going to go to my existing roof plan, and it's on auto build right now. I'm going to change a couple things. Let's just change that to a gable. I'm going to change this to a gable. And I'm going to do a wall cut here and make this a gable as well. I couldn't get the wall gable tool to work properly, which was very funny, very odd to me. I want to make sure that this is lined up. So I'm going to snap this. And it's going to stupid. But I don't blame you, Chief. I get it. Okay, so there we go. I've got an albeit crooked gable right there, and oh, you know what? I got this patio in the front here. I'm going to make this be part of that side gable of the house, right? So just take a quick overview. Again, I'm just doing this to check real quick. Yeah, that's what I want it to look like. Let's keep moving. So now I'm going to go back over to my new plan. I'm going to go to my new roof. Actually, I'm going to stay right here. For one, I'm going to go back to my existing plan, and I'm going to go walls only. And you see I've just got exterior walls, and I'm going to go ahead and use that select similar item tool. Can't remember what it's called right now. And I'm going to place it in my new plan. The whole purpose of this is that I want to be able to build a roof exact to what I think it's going to be. So I'm going to have an addition here in this section. So let's get rid of this deck. You can see I can click this off and see what my walls are doing here. And I'm just going to get rid of these because I don't need them. See, I've got auto dimensions on. You'll see why that's a trick later on. And let's go to my new roof plan now. And so it's built a roof based on what I had in the other roof, right? So I don't think I want, let's see, let's just go walls only. I don't think in this section that I want a gable to run all the way through. So we're going to do a hip here. This is going to be a hip, and I think, yep, that's already a hip. So if I go back to just roof planes only, I see that, look, there's my existing roof. Here's my new roof. And here's what's funny. I'm going to line these up, and this is a really cool trick. And it takes a little bit of thought. So, this is an existing roof plane that's going to remain. So what I'm going to do is I'm in the new roof section. I'm going to delete it. That's going to turn auto rebuild off, which I want. I don't want auto rebuild to work. And I'm going to build this as if I'm building over the top of my existing roof. I'm going to tie in to my existing roof. So let's drag this back to there. This plane already exists, so that can stay. So I'm going to delete it. Same with this plane right here exists, so I'm going to delete it. This plane exists, but it doesn't have this peak here. This going up to the ridge. So that hip's going to stay. I'm going to go back to my existing. I'm going to go, let's go roof planes only. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to delete anything that isn't relevant here. I'm going to build to the new roof. Turns off auto rebuild. Perfect. And this guy is kind of funny. Let's see. Actually, just needs to go like that. It's going to cross itself. Strangely enough, right? And look, it cut itself on that plane. Perfect. And so if we've got this right, this should be pretty tricky. Look what we've got. So I'm going to go ahead and, let's turn on a reference view. Let's reference our other plan here. This was the existing overview. So you see the new roof built to the old roof. And actually the inverse is even cooler. Let's go to my new plan. Let's go overview. And actually I already have one of these saved, which makes this even faster. Let's go back to my new floor plan. I know I'm going fast. You know, I don't want this to be a tutorial necessarily. I just want to show some possibilities. So we're going to open this view right here. And check that out. How cool is that? Right? Look, we've got the existing roof. It butts to the new. You know, there's a couple goofy things here, right? Like I've got a gutter on this section right here. We're going to turn that off. No box Steve, yada yada. We have to do it on this back one here, but for now, I'm not going to pay attention to that. That's fine. So that was the purpose of doing the roofs first, because the next thing I get to do is I want to go back to my new floor plan, and I'm going to turn my reference back on, and I'm going to get rid of these walls because I don't need them anymore, right? I actually want to draw my own walls, because when I draw my own walls in this set, those walls are set as new walls. They show up on their own layer. They're called new, and they're designated as new. So it's got all the benefit here. And the cool thing about these reference views is I can snap to the existing, if you catch the snap right. And it might take a little bit of tweaking. I think, you know, as they figure this out and see the benefit here, we might get some additional options for this. Who knows? Try to get that to snap. So I'm not going to worry about it right now. Let's go straight interior wall. Let's see if I can get this to snap to the bottom end here. I did. And there we go. So here's my new space, and this is when that, you know, auto dimension tool comes in handy, right? Is that, you know, I can change the line weights and the color behind here to make this even lighter. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go to our existing floor plan, and I can make my wall line weights a lot lighter. Actually, I'm not too worried about it. And that will change this background. So let's go through and get a couple more windows just to show what it does to my window schedule. And the auto exterior dimensions come in handy, especially when you're putting these, you know, doors in on the interior side. I mean, so cool. And you see what happened is now I have another schedule. It's called new. And same thing with the door schedule. Sure, I've got to drag it down. There's a couple little tweaks you got to do, but this is pretty quick. Look at the wall schedule. My new walls, these are all grayed out, really clear. The note schedule doesn't populate from existing because I figure if I'm going to do notes, I'm just going to do them all here. And then I've got a fixture schedule that does the same thing as all the other schedules. So that's real simple, easy. I want to clean up these two walls here. I'm going to just go ahead and do like a layer painter, and I've got a demo layer, and I'm going to use that to just click on this wall, and then, I'll probably get rid of the deck room label, and then I'll drop a note in there that says, this room is going to be demolished or something like that, right? So back to the new floor plan, and so here's what we've got, and this is looking really good. Like, we've come pretty far pretty fast. So let's go over and look at the roof plan, and look at this. This is so cool. Chief, you guys, just kudos, man. This is so flippin' cool. This saves me so much time. Let's look at the foundation plan. Okay, so a couple things we got to do, and usually I already have this set up, but let's just automatically build floor framing. Sure, and I'm going to tweak it to my liking. I got to go back over to this one, do the same thing. Automatically build floor framing. I could set the direction of the joists. Oops, I'm on the wrong layer. Existing floor plan. I want to be on my foundation plan. Oh, and look, it's there. So now look at my new foundation plan. So cool. I've got dimensions here. It's just dimensioning the new foundation. If I need dimensions on the old foundation, I got to go back to the other plan and snap them, but that's not that big of a deal. And now, immediately I've got floor plan, I've got foundation plan, I've got schedules, I've got roof plan. Something to note, I'm going to throw a little plug in here. So I'm doing site plans now in CAD, and I got coached from Michael, Alaskan Sun, on the forums, and he got me this whole coverage set up. Well, he just taught me how to write some macros, and I figured them out, and he helped me through. And now I've got site analysis, and it's so easy, and it saves me so much time, and now it's just all done in CAD, and I don't have to worry about anything else. Let's just turn this guy off. That's like this is the scale I'm sending to. I'm really happy with that. So if you guys need, some big time savers, go talk to that guy. He's such a great coach. Anyways, moving on. Let's look at my layout. Now here's some tricky things, and you can see here's that reference 3D view, but we're going to update all views. It's going to take a second. And there's some tricks to this, but they're not too difficult. You see, I have these little dots in here, and the dots are there because I made a tool. I call it the wall reference tool, and it's a little 3D tool that drops in, and you can set it, at any elevation you want. And what it does, it just helps you align 3D views where you don't have snaps. And so what we're looking at here is there's two views here. There's one from the existing and one from the new. And the trick here is you have to cut the new, which isn't all that difficult to do. So, and you even get snaps on your cuts. And you'll see what happens as I cut. You can see I got that stupid gutter there. Just snap it right. Yeah, there. Close enough. Look at that. You already see what we're getting at here. I'm going to cut this back because I want the terrain just on my new model only. And you can see I've got like a return here on the terrain because we've got some little bit of elevation data there. But look at what happens. I mean, so cool. I've got no pattern fill on the existing. It's all grayed out. And then fill, shadows, pattern, dark, perfect line weights. Like, it's really clear that this is new versus existing. And this is exactly what I want. Let's do this again. We're going to cut right at the peak here. And I mean, this didn't take that long. I bet at the end of this video, we've gotten, you know, a couple elevations and that floor foundation levels. And then on top of that, being able to get some of these the 3D views. And I mean, hell, we've got damn near a full plan set pretty quick here. If I was perfect and wasn't on a tear just to show this as quick as possible, this would be, you know, even more precise. I want to show that break line here in the wall. And then same thing, I kind of want to show that terrain still, right? Oh, terrain's much higher, isn't it? Well, we need to do some grading on this site. The terrain was just set in that default. Let's see. There we go. And you can see now I've got, I mean, so cool. This is so cool. And honestly, I'm having fun. I'm having fun doing construction documents, which I don't find to be fun. I'm, you know, I have my fun doing the design work, but getting con docs done this quick, you know, all I need to do is save the 2 additional elevations and cut them up like this, and that's done. Drop some notes in here, you know, say roofing similar to existing, et cetera, and use those note schedules, which I need to build in here, and then build out some of my details on some of the other sheets. And I mean, look how cool and quick and efficient this is. I haven't done the electrical plan yet, and you know, I'm still messing with that, but you know, and you get enough walls and you get enough windows, etc. You might have to split this up, put it on a different page, and you got to move it twice. Sure, that's kind of a pain in the butt, but for the most part, this was pretty quick. I don't know how long this video is, but I bet you it was pretty quick to get this far. So I hope this at least entices someone to give this a go, because I'd love to chat with them. Shoot me a direct message. I'll get you on a phone call or a team share or something, because I want to develop this. I want to make this go a little bit further. I keep trying to come up with, you know, are there any reasons not to do this? And there are, you know, there's instances where, you know, framing details, they've got to overlap. I mean, look how, you know, funny this is. This is what we're looking at. That's all I'm doing is building this section out. But for the most part, I've been able to put together a complete condoc off of this method and not run into too many problems. So hats off, Chief. You know, there's a couple little tricks that I wish we could throw in there. I've got a couple requests, some snapping requests, like we just saw in that in the elevation view on the layout. I wouldn't even need to cut this if that method had a blank background, right? So if it didn't draw the background with it, maybe I'm just missing a trick there, but I wouldn't even need to spend time doing this if it just sent to layout with a completely clear background and just showed the building itself. So some thoughts there, and otherwise I think that's it. Enjoy, guys.